One love. Stay positive. Bring back
What's
our
good?
kings.
Nothing much. Cold out this bitch.
One teach one. And bring back our kings.
You said it's cold.
It's cold out this big. Cold.
Yeah, you country now, huh?
Cold out this bitch.
You ain't New York no more.
I'm glad I ain't there today. My mother called me like it's 12 inches of snow, and then they talk about going up to 24.
Yeah, they talking about that shit ain't going to end until Tuesday evening. They can keep that shit. Yo, what up, Curtis?
What's good, y'all? Do y'all hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I got my supposedly noise cancellation headphones on. These shits is big as hell, man.
Yeah, I just seen you on live with them on.
Yeah,
I always got those on. They don't be canceling out. No noise.
oh,
What up, Curtis? It's cold out this bitch, right? It's cold out this bitch.
oh man, yo, well, freaking barricaded, yo, in the crib, man. I just looked outside. I said, I might just have to shovel a little bit, and then go back in the house, and then wait until tomorrow, cause that sucker gonna turn to ice, and then we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you didn't put no salt down.
I put salt down before it snowed. I put some salt down and all that. It ain't do nothing. It ain't do nothing, man.
Not with no 12 inches of snow. You're going to have to get all the salt that's in the United States to get rid of that shit.
Absolutely. Houston, we have a problem.
And it's brutal. It's brutally cold here. We don't have no snow. But it's cold. Like the wind is like 50 miles per hour. Like I went outside to try to check the mail, and my ass made a U-turn.
Shit, it's not even that cold here.
Hey, Red, my boy Terrain is he's out where you at. He lives in Virginia too.
Oh, what?
Yeah. You know him. He be on it. He do video production like you do rap videos mainly and stuff. I saw him liking your page. I was like, oh, you know my boy.
Oh, you talking about 7?
Yeah. I ain't gonna say his nickname on here because me and him go way back. That's like my brother.
Oh, I'm about to say you just blew up his government name.
Nah, I ain't say nah. Terrain is all right because that's what he go by a lot. But we had a nickname for him back in the days. I don't want to. Don't mess with him. Yeah, it was a funny story behind it, but yeah, I'm okay. I'm happy that I ain't see too many people on the road, but it irritates me that the people is on the road trying to be speed racers. I saw somebody whole vehicle, like one side of it gone, like they had a truck and they hold on that truck with dear life, all beat up and stuff. I'm saying to myself, why is everybody speeding? Yo, slow the F down, like slow down, bro.
Crazy. Well, I heard De Blasio like kind of put restrictions on vehicles, so obviously not. But New York is his head hard anyway.
Yeah,
you already know we don't care about any travel ban. We gonna get pulled over, B. Yeah, but what you pull you over? I'm going to the liquor store, man. I'm trying to find one open.
Oh, did y'all see that post that I put up with the guy? Y'all probably didn't see it, but some guy, the caption was how he wipe his feet off before he go in the house. And he's doing the Harlem Shake, the footwork, all of that. It's so funny. I'm like, New York is crazy. Yeah. Well, anyways, I thought we should speak about economics tonight. Especially what's been going on with Robinhood, GameStop, Reddit, Michael Jordan with Melvin Capital.
Michael Jordan with what?
Melvin Capital.
With Melvin Capital. It's all connected. He lost he lost a couple of hundreds, millions almost. I think 300 million.
Well, Melvin Capital had to fell back. He's on the verge of filing bankruptcy, and he had to get a fusion money from another company to bail him out because Melvin Capital those hedge funds people, they're always gonna get bailed out. They're the ones that kind of manipulates the stock market, and they're the ones that
Right.
also manipulates the economy in the sense that when the economy crashes and all that, they're responsible. Those guys right there are responsible because they do deals like what just happened to try to say that GameStop stock is just going to be worth nothing, and then guess what? Because everybody bought into it, all the regular people like me and you, they don't want average people to make money, and when they see too much of us invested, that's when there's a problem for the stock market. See, the stock market don't make money because there's only a few people here and there, but when they see average working Joe put money into the market, it messes their algorithm up, and that's what
Right.
happened. He bet against it, and he screwed himself up. Good for
Wow.
him.
Right. Well, let's rewind a little bit. I'm personally not too in tuned into the stock market. I got a couple of dollars, just a couple of dollars, invested in a few companies, and all the companies are basically companies that I support. So I think the whole deal with stocks is that it's really simple. I think people just complicate it. Literally, if you wear Nikes 24/7, then that should be somebody that you want to invest in. You know what I mean? Nike is not only a legit company, but it's been around for a minute. So, they've proved themselves times after time to, if they fall, they bounce right back. They know how to get it. If they lose an endorsement, they know how to get it right back. So that's just one example of like a company that we should be invested in. Apple, things of that nature. Microsoft. Microsoft is still pretty low now, but Microsoft has always, as far as I know, they fall and then they come right back up. So you said an interesting point really quick, that the whole stock system is manipulated. Right. So we got to be mindful of that. We got to understand that these are long-term investments. This is not really no get rich quick screen. Excuse me, that's a tongue twister. Get rich quick scheme. It's not played out like that. And secondly, I just want to put out there that and me and the brother Derek, the good brother Derek, like Curtis always say, we had a whole segment on the podcast prior about investing, and it was basically getting away from stocks but investing in your silver coins and your gold and things of that nature. Because at the end of the day, when you do your research, stocks are equivalent to, they still are paper money. And if we know anything about the value of the dollar, that shit is declining day by day in the United States of America. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Well, to add forward with it is that it's good to invest into things that the likelihood of it losing value is very slim. Silver and gold.
Right.
The reason why silver and gold will never really lose value is because it actually can be used. Like they use gold for space shuttles.
Yeah.
Like gold acts like an in-betweener, like a metallic type of protection that they use for space shuttles and stuff like this. And with silver they use it pretty much for like all these solar panels and stuff like that. They use silver for that. So when I made a statement to the brother
Derek?
yesterday, he was like, yeah, brother Derek, and I was like, Derek, you know that the silver gonna go up because of Joe Biden. He's like, what? He don't like
Yeah,
no Joe
I wanted
Biden.
to ask you about that. What does that have to do with Joe Biden? I had to elaborate.
Very easy to explain. He's promoting climate change. Climate he's promoting climate issues and stuff like that. So that means that there's going to be more jobs created in that sector. And that's the growing field right now. Um,
Yes.
installing solar panels on houses, that's way more growing than oil. The oil companies, they already have everything set. They already have their workers. It's not growing no more because it's already been planted. Now the new thing is clean energy. Renewable energy is growing, and guess what? Joe Biden holds the keys, and he's the one that's trying to promote it. So if he's trying to promote for two reasons, because this is what people don't know. Him and Elon Musk is in cahoots. Elon Musk is all about clean energy. If you understand Elon Musk, he's the innovative, and he's like one of the best persons when it comes to investing into the right people. And that's the reason why he have Tesla, because energy free car, energy clean car, whatever the case is. So because of people like Elon Musk, and which Joe Biden's cool with, Joe Biden is promoting clean renewable energies, and guess what? The stock of silver is going to constantly go up because silver is going to be utilized for the solar panels.
Mhm.
So he's not trying to, he wasn't trying to hear that, but that's just what it is. I mean, we could dislike everything else about Joe Biden, because there's a lot of things I do dislike about even the recent stuff that I'm not going to get into detail about, that I kind of disagree with. But you're not gonna get, first of all, politics is full of crap anyway. You're not gonna find anybody that's gonna do everything you want them to do, right? It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't know what cars they have in front of them. We don't know who's paying them to do X, Y, and Z, because at the end of the day, as people of melanin skin, we have an issue with a lot of these politicians, but we're not trying to give them no money to do something for us. It's all about paying. You pay, you don't need to worry about who's in office. I could care less about a person of color in office. That doesn't do nothing for us. What does something
we are literally the only ones that, at least that I see in my circle, that on Facebook and social media period, that speak about that, putting money into these politicians' pockets so they can actually do something for us. We know that money makes the world go round. So I mean, it's elementary 101 in regards to what we need to do. But I think, like we were saying prior, that we need our own party. We need to do more research as far as the candidates. I mean, the people that's already in the Senate and things of that nature. Or we need to get somebody with the experience. Like we already nominated you like a couple of weeks ago, but you front. Right? Somebody.
No. To be fair, when you putting out something like that, I'm doing a lot of research and I'm asking a lot of people, because I don't want to put something out there without planning and just think that it's going to see itself through. Because one thing about the people of color's psyche, you got to be able to find an articulate way to hit them where they could be like, yes.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Too financially
all you
selfish.
Gotta do is do the Harlem. All you gotta do is the Harlem Shake off.
It don't work for us. You know why? Because we expect one of us to do a Harlem Shake, but when you see a white person do it, we jump on it. Oh, he did a Harlem Shake. Oh, he like our culture. All right, we're gonna invest into him. It's just that simple for us when it comes to white folks. When it comes to our own people, we have to do skipping and hopping. We have to give 1,000 reasons why this is going to be beneficial to them in the long run. Because for one thing, putting money into something, to invest into something, it takes time. And with us people, we want to see results tomorrow, and it doesn't work that way. But if it's a white man, he got a good plan, and we put our money to him, and he don't have to tell us much. We're not gonna harass him.
Unless it's publicized that we're mixed, like a Kamala Harris. All they gotta do is go on like the versus Monica versus Brandy, or do something that within our culture, and then we all Black Girl Magic. You know what I mean? We spoke about that. So I don't know what's wrong with our people. I truly don't. But
we always fall a victim to anything that put it this way, if like say Curtis come out and Curtis be like, listen, I want to run for president, and plus you can talk the talk and everything, but we'll sit there and we'll look for something to fault him for it. come
Yeah,
out. But if another person without our color comes, they can say one good thing, and then they got a bad history on a lot of stuff, but they'll vote for them quick, fast.
that's true. That's true. And
Yeah.
it hurts my heart because we people at the grassroots got our best interests. Like when they talk about the far left, when you really look at the far left and their policies, it's nothing bad about it. It's actually revolutionary to like make change. But you got a lot of idiot poor people that said no, that's too left. There's no such thing as too left when everything is too right.
Yeah.
There's no
Right.
such thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I sit there, because I'm in part of this Facebook group, it's called Turn Left. It's called Turn Left. Well, when I sit there and I listen to what they're saying after the jokes and stuff, they make a great deal of points. But everybody talking about, oh, the president got to be from the center and move right or left and stuff. I said, no, why he can't be far left?
Right. Well, you know why most people don't want to go left? Because it's gonna make them feel uncomfortable. They used to going to the right. We
Yeah.
already know that change requires people to be uncomfortable, so they're not gonna do that.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right, 100% on
Change does equal uncomfortability because it's not going to be a status quo type of thing. It ain't going to be business as usual. You meaning you trying to create and change the whole infrastructure. I don't agree with Bernie Sanders and all his policies, but I would have loved to have him as president because he was going to at least shake things up. Donald Trump shake things up as far as show who's corrupt and who's not, which didn't really matter. It didn't nothing. But Bernie Sanders will actually implement policies and executive orders that would be so progressive that they hate him. They probably try to kill him. I think they would have tried to kill Bernie. But he said that we need to take money out of politics. He's absolutely right. Until we take money out of politics, we're never going to get stuff done for ourselves. But one thing I learned, most of the stuff that affects us on a local level anyway. So we need to not too focus on too much the president. We need to more focus on our local politicians in our local area. Change. If we're gonna get change, we need to get change there, and we gotta pay them like whatever it takes. Pay them, see where their heads at. Because what it is this is what I learned, and I learned this from other politicians. They told me when they get in office, they have the progressive mind before they get in office, and then once they get in office, they really know what cause they dealt with, and the cause they dealt with is so unfair that a lot of those brothers that want to do some good, they can convert it into the system machine to do the wrong things like every other politician did.
It's like the police station. I mean, not the station. It's like going into the police. I mean, being a police officer. Like
indoctrination. Yep.
Right. They say once you become a police officer, you have to change your mindset. Otherwise, you won't necessarily survive. Like you'll be enemy number one if you don't get with the policy that they believe in. Code blue, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the blue wall.
The blue wall, right? AKA not for niggas. So
yeah,
pretty much. But to fall back, let's get off the subject of the government. I want us to educate the audience and educate ourselves. Let's have an open conversation about, again, economics. What is economics? What do we need to do to be dependent on ourselves? What do we need to do to get our communities together, minus doing what we've already discussed about the government?
I got a few good ones. Before any investments, to start with the mindset.
Yep.
The possibility level is very important because one book that I read that stuck out so much, and I realized that it's not so much about making money; it's about the psychology behind it. It's called Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's a very popular book. Robert
my favorite book.
Yep, I read it front to back, cover to cover. I read it maybe 2, maybe 3 times, and when I said I damn near could quote it word for word, I could quote it word for word because I understand it, and it made so much sense. I made a statement before. I think one of the other podcasts is that your mind stops once you say that you can't afford something, but you got to say, how can you afford it? And your mind continue to work.
Yeah.
And once your mind continue to work, you'll be in your sleep, laying down in your sleep, and you come up with a light bulb. Oh, shoot, I could do this, and now I can afford it. So it's all about the mind plays a big role in it. And dedication. You're going to make mistakes, but don't stop because you only fail when you stop trying to work towards your goal. Yeah. So It's gonna be many
Absolutely.
failures. You're gonna have many failures. It's not gonna be all peach and clean. Even him, he said he filed plenty in bankruptcies in the past, but now he got it right because it took experience to make him a better person as it
Right.
pertained to it. But he said we got to start looking at dollars as we're not working for dollars. Let's look at dollars working for us. Put dollars
Right.
at make your dollar an employee, so to speak. Meaning that
If
one
if
way
you
of doing
spend
that is
if
having
you spend
a
$50, make that $50 work twice, 3 times more for you. I mean, you shouldn't be concerned with just shit like, oh, I spent $50. Whatever you spend, make that money work for you.
And assets and liabilities is one of the misconceptions, especially when it comes to us melanoid people or black, whatever sort of word you want to use. It's very important for us to understand that everything is not always an asset, because we was always taught if you own a house that's considered an asset. That's absolutely wrong.
That's
Yeah.
It depends on
wrong.
what you do with the house that makes it an
Right.
asset. Now, if
Yep.
you
Just
just
like a
bought a house,
car.
yeah, exactly. If you bought a house and you live in that house, it's just a liability. Now, if you bought that house and you renting out compartments of that house and stuff like that,
Right.
now it comes to asset, because it's all about, is the money flowing in or is it flowing out? If the money's flowing in, then it's an asset. The money's flowing out is a liability. Same thing with
Right.
a car. You get a car that you have
Right.
a car note, I'm paying money on it. But now you join Uber. Now
You
you're
do
receiving
Uber,
money.
you do Lyft, you rent out your vehicle for on
Yeah.
one of these platforms that they have. Absolutely. We
So
just got to
after you
learn
do
how to
your
think out the box. It all starts
yeah.
with your mentality, and
Mhm.
along with your mentality, it goes along with your tongue. Our tongue is very
Mhm.
powerful. So we can be thinking one thing, but then we'll speak out something else. It's all got
Mhm.
to align. It's all got to
Mhm.
align.
You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Your words will manifest into your reality. You keep on saying it, it will happen.
I
Yeah.
don't
It's
even
very
say
we have godlike consciousness. In my opinion, I'm a spiritual man. I'm not really like a religious, so to speak,
religious.
like books and all that stuff. I'm not with all that. I'm more like I can feel it. I'm more in touch with myself and my inner being and my spirit. And sometimes I can see things happening down the line before they happen because I'm very in touch with myself. And I think
Same
we all
here.
have that God consciousness where we could feel things or untap things that we can't explain. Not everything can be explained by verbiage, but there's some type of energy out there that's in all of us that we could tap into from time to time to get things done.
Right.
So
We just got to be
all about
knowledgeable about. We just got to do the work to tap into it. Because
mm-hmm,
I'm in that in my journey, my spiritual journey. Like it's so real. Like I know when somebody is doing something devilish behind my back.
you can feel
Um,
it. You can't.
I can feel it, and it's crazy. It's crazy,
Mm-hmm,
like the energy that I get in, and I see things happening like months or weeks before. It's crazy. I wish I would have tapped into this part of me years ago.
mm-hmm,
But it takes experiences
mm-hmm.
that you go through in order for you to tap into it if you want to do that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
That's the same
Power.
thing I was gonna say.
One
Yeah.
one thing about power that Dr. Umar said that made a lot of sense, and I never really thought of it like that. He said, when you ever walk into a room as all white folks and you could just feel the racism, but you don't see it. He
Yeah.
said because power is not
yeah,
always saw, and sometimes it's felt. Powers is felt. You can feel that energy. So it's like as melanoid people, we on vibrations. We feel energy. If we pay attention to it, we could get the bad vibes of somebody. I've been in rooms where I'm like, yo, I feel a little sick. I gotta leave. And it's
right.
because it's just that energy in there.
Yeah.
And I pay attention to stuff like that. Like if I'm around you, that's why I like in person interviews with people, because I'm around you. Not only I'm not too concerned about what's coming out your mouth. I'm concerned about your energy and also your body language, because your body language says it all. Your body language
Right.
speaks without you
How you
talking.
carry yourself. Right. How
Yeah.
you carry yourself, for sure. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
How you carry yourself. I have the mindset that I haven't failed in life, as far as I don't take losses. I look at it like
Yeah.
if I didn't achieve certain things, that it wasn't either my time or it wasn't for me. Um, So it takes a lot of work for you to get into that type of mindset, especially with society, the media, and all the negative things that they got going on purposely to program our minds back into the negative bullshit. So I definitely agree. It starts with the mindset. It starts with your tongue. It starts with getting in tuned into who you are as an individual. Now that's all good and gravy, right? So then, what would you brother say is next? Let's get down to like the concrete, like real estate. Should it be stocks? Should it things of that nature?
Well, real estate. I would say that real estate is pretty solid in the sense that it's so much stuff you can do with a house. You could rent it out. Well, let's say if you got tenants not paying and you got an apartment downstairs, and you could rent it out as rooms. Yeah, it's so much stuff you could put a conference. You could put chairs downstairs and make that section a business conference where people come, and you could charge people to rent out that space. It's so many. As long as you paying attention, there's so many things you can do with a house. So a house to me can always be an asset. It all depends on how you utilize it. Now, being a landlord is money too, but buying and flipping houses is where the big money at. But not too many people get lucky to buy and flip. Renting is long length of money and stuff. You get money, but you're not getting the money real fast like you want it. Like if you buy a house, fix it up, and sell it, now you will sell it for like way more than what you bought it for. So now you're making so much money. Yeah. But the issue with that, you just got to get in the market at the right time. Like right now is a seller's market right now. A lot of people are trying to buy. I don't know how during the pandemic people are trying to buy like nobody's business. A lot of people are raising up the prices for houses for sale. So
right now, the interest rates so low. Interest rates so low.
Yeah, they very low. But to buy a house right now, a lot of people got money. One thing I learned when it comes to poor economy and everybody's doing bad is always somebody making out with like a fat cat. There's always somebody getting money. That's why I learned. It's always one. No matter what the situation is, always winners and losers, just like the stock market. So even when the market crashed, it's somebody out there got a lot of capital sitting there laughing and say, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy up every freaking thing I could think of, and then when the market go back up, his portfolio is even more diverse than before. And now, when the market, because things only go down and then eventually goes back up. Not too many companies just close down completely and get merged or taken over. Sometimes they just at a very low point, but they find a way to to work it out. Because who would think Amazon, out of all people, Amazon was just a bookstore, online bookstore. I remember when I was in college, I used to buy books from Amazon online because it was And now look at them. They became a tech company. And now Amazon is categorized. See, people are on the assumption that they really consider a tech company. No, they categorize it like that. But Amazon is actually considered a real estate company. A lot of they're able to avoid taxes so much because they own a lot. They own most of the facilities they have, they own it. So that's how they get tax breaks. And what people don't realize is having physical employees, you also get tax breaks for having employees too. So there's a lot of things to write off when it comes to big business, not small business. I'm talking about big business. Yeah. But nevertheless, when you do taxes for any business, there's 366 things you can write off. It all depends on if it fits, and it's actually more than that. That's just the baseline. It all depends on how can you articulate what you're doing relates to business. Like, let's say if I take you guys out to eat, and I have about what stock or I'm selling stock or I'm selling something for like less than 5 minutes, but we there for hours. But as long as I have a presentation to talk to you about something about business for 5 minutes, now I can write
that dinner.
Yeah. Matter of fact, that's what I do too.
Yeah. It works. It writes off anything you could think of. Even on a personal level, you could write off some things too, like uniforms. Cell phone, if you use a cell phone for work.
Right. Your utility bills, all of that. Right.
Let me tell you something. Your health insurance, and this is what people don't know. A lot of people health insurance, when they get it taken out their taxes, a lot of times it's pre-taxed, meaning that you really don't pay taxes on it at some jobs. But some jobs that you do, it doesn't even matter. You still could write off that you pay $8,000 for the end of the year and health insurance. And what happens later is that the government will give you more of a break and give you more of a credit towards your things. And then what say if you go to church? What say if you go to church? Now I go to church 5 days a week. We know damn well. Yeah. Oh well, you said even if you got Medicaid. That's a good question. I can get back to you on that. I can find out. I'm just joking. Well, if you paid for it, if it was like Medicare or something, if it's something that you coming out your pocket, anything that you come out your pocket, you always try to write it off.
Yeah.
You can always attempt to write it off and see what happens from there. That's why I believe in doing the long form. It irritates me when I see people just doing a standardized deduction. That irritates me, and I see so many people do it, and that's why I understand why people constantly take their tax paperwork to a tax professional. Because my job, I'm a tax professional, but guess what? I'm trying to maximize my dollar as well as me not spending that much time on your stocks.
It's not that we do it intentionally, because in the past I've done the standard because a lot of us are not knowledgeable about it. We know that the information exists, but if we don't know what to look for, then that means we're not gonna look for it. So
exactly, yeah,
right. So go ahead, brother.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Like for example, if I got 10 or 12 people, then yeah, it might be overbearing for me to sit there and do an itemized deduction, a long form for each individual. I'm like, bring me your receipts, bring me this, bring me that. That might be too much work, so I will promote the standard. But if I got 1 or 2 people, I'm doing an itemized deduction. I'm going to charge you more for doing your taxes because I'm going to spend more time. See, standard, all I have to do, it takes me like 20 minutes. I'm going to be honest with you. It takes me 20 minutes to do taxes for people with standard. I don't care what your income is. It takes me 20 minutes to do your taxes. So 20 minutes, I'm going to make $200-$300. Oh, it depends on what I'm charging you.
Yeah.
Now, the long form is going to take me an hour plus. So I charge you a little bit more money, but you're going to get more money because I have to put in work just to get you the refund you're looking for. So one guy came to me a long time, one of my coworkers, he's like, yo, man, every day he's just kicking my butt. Yo, they trying to say I'm going to be owing like a couple of $100. I took it to this one guy, H&R Block. I said, you took it to H&R Block. I started rolling. H&R Block worked directly with IRS. They're not there to maximize.
Yeah. I found out the hard way with H&R Block.
They're not there to maximize your dollar. They there to work with IRS. So the best thing that I did with him is I said, okay, they did your taxes already. Did they process it? He said, nah, I got to pay them to process it first. I said, no, you don't worry about it. I did his taxes. I ended up getting him a refund for $2,200. He was owing like $600-$700 with them.
Wow.
I got him a refund of $2,200. And he's like, how do you do it? I said, the normal shit that you normally pay for. Lunches, you work, depending on what you're traveling, or if you're doing you do Uber on the side. All right, well, I could add that in there. You don't need an LLC for Uber. So I could add that into your income, and now I could give you greater discounts. Either do it 50 cents. Was it? I don't know if this year, I didn't check this year, but last year was 57 cents a mile. So now I could deduct 57 cents a mile that you was working with Uber, and that shit comes out to so much money. You can either do the cents mile production, or you could do the receipts for like gas and car, if you pay a car note, and you got to determine what percentage of the time.
Yeah, I was getting
ready. 2 years ago when I was out there doing Uber, it's like crazy. I just took that.
Yeah. I was going to tell you, Shannon. I was going to tell you, you might as well give all your stuff to Curtis.
Right?
You want to hear the funny part too? A lot of people that do Uber, a lot of times I had one guy that made like 50-something thousand. So he was like, oh my God, they talking about I got to pay $15,000 in taxes. So the first thing I did was start laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. I got him down to owing almost $2,000 because he made $58,000. I got him down to owing $2,000. I said, that's
when they send that 1099 bullshit, that thing be so wrong. So wrong.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. They make mistakes on it, though. They do make mistakes on it. Uber doesn't do good record keeping. And Uber is a foreign company, so of course they don't care what the hell they're doing. They don't do good record keeping. You got to record keep yourself. Like when you driving and stuff, like when you do Uber, there's apps you could download. So when you're doing Uber, specifically for the business of Uber, you could keep the amount, have all that there, and then boom, and that's how you can determine. Because at the end of the day, IRS is not gonna come at you. They know it's an estimate. They know you can't be 100% accurate as far as how many miles you Uber and how many you drove from going to work. That's why they ask you if you do commute with this car to work. All right, well, how many miles it goes to your job?
Right.
23 miles there, 23 miles back. All right, so it says 46 miles. All right, so 46 miles we're gonna take out. You work Monday to Friday. All right, so a little bit less than that, you calculate that for the end of the year, because we don't go to work every day. Sometimes we call out or we don't do whatever we don't do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you do the numbers as
brother man.
As
do you take taxes from 2 years, 3 years, 4 years ago?
I try. I never really did that far back. That's funny. And we could do a mimic and see if we could switch it around, the numbers and stuff like that. Yeah, I could do that. I see what I could do. Yeah. Tax is almost there. The filing date, I think, the February 13th? What is it? What
14th.
day is it?
No, the 12th.
14th, okay.
It's the 12th.
The 12th? Okay. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I got 4 people taxes to do already. And yeah, I don't like. Let me tell you something. I hate doing taxes, but I hate giving away money. I hate giving free money. I feel like I'm giving money away. Don't you feel like you're just giving money away? Like, these guys come to you, you trust them to get you a good refund, and then what makes it worse is that a lot of people will never know that they're getting screwed over with their taxes when they go to somebody and they be like, "Oh, I'm getting back 8,000. Oh, enough said. I'm quiet." Turn to find out you get 10,000 back, but you thinking 8,000 so good.
Yeah.
So you jam yourself up.
So since you're a tax professional, what would you recommend? If say for myself, right? What?
Okay.
Because I just moved in the area that I'm in, so I don't necessarily know or trust many of the tax professionals around here, and I'm definitely not going to like a Liberty Tax or things of that nature. So
of course not. No.
So would you recommend like platforms like TurboTax and things of that nature, or?
TurboTax is here's the thing. Years ago, I'm talking about like maybe 10 plus years ago, when TurboTax first came out, around the time they first came out, I learned through TurboTax, and then I said, you know what? Let me come certified. Let me get it certified. Let me get a 10 number and all that. Let me go do all that shit. So that's when I took the test for it, and it's like 120 questions, and I became certified tax preparer. And that test was long as hell, man. It was hard. I thought I was gonna fail it, but TurboTax helped me prep for it. TurboTax is a good platform to use. They're pretty effective. They're popular. I like them. I also like TaxAct, but I like TurboTax too. So you don't really see. Some people are not tech savvy. Some people are not that smart. You guys are my people. You guys are very smart. So y'all really don't need nobody to do your taxes, because let's say if you do TurboTax. I like TurboTax because they walk you through every step.
Right.
So anything that you have a question about and it talks to you about a specific area, you can just click on the help, and you can either speak to a live representative, or you can look at the literature that's presented in front of you, and you can say, "Oh, that's what they mean by I got to put in this and I got to put in that."
Oh.
So you really, it's almost virtually that you can't make no mistakes. And unfortunately, a lot of CPAs are dinosaurs, because I worked with 2 CPAs before. I was given more breaks when I was working. I worked for Liberty Tax before. And one of the guys that was there, he had his own Liberty Tax. He was a CPA. I worked for him. I worked under him. I was a manager or something like that. What I will say is that he wasn't aware about a lot of different loopholes. He wasn't even aware that, like, when this lady, she came to me with a baby that passed away. The baby was born, and the baby was born in November and passed away December something. And he's saying, "Oh, you're only gonna claim for that 1 month." I said, "No, that's not how it works, brother. You claim the whole year, all the way back, the whole year. As long as the life was a heart beating, what's happening in this year, that baby you could claim on your taxes."
Wow.
And guess what? And he didn't believe me, so I said, "All right, I call IRS. IRS said, 'Hello, this is so and so, ID number 66612, whatever.'"
So why didn't he
and
do
she
that?
said, "Okay."
He's a professional. Why didn't he check with his resources?
Well, here's the thing. As a CPA, they learn abundance of stuff. They learn accounting, everything. So it's like sometimes they don't take the time out to upgrade themselves on the new rules, because the rules constantly change every year when it comes to IRS tax filing. A lot of stuff changes either the amount that you could claim or what you couldn't claim or what you can't claim. A lot of stuff changes. So you got to research it. Like I get a list of information and I research it and see what's new for this year. So I'm like, okay, like for example, I was telling you before with Uber, with any shared service program, it was 57 cents. And then the year before that was 54 cents or 58 cents. It all depends on what year. So you know how much you're expecting to get per miles that you drove during these share companies.
Oh, wow.
Now, as a CPA, they do all kinds of stuff. So they don't pay attention to just taxes. They pay attention to so many different areas. So sometimes they could get beside themselves and think they know better. And that's why it's all about research. And you could just let them know. Like he was like, wow, I didn't know that. He said, I did 2 people taxes like that. He said, I'm going to fix that for them.
Right.
Because it was 2 people that came to him that I didn't know about that had the same issue where they had a baby that died, stillbirth or whatever.
Wow.
So
You know what I'm saying?
So back to TurboTax, because I've done TurboTax, I think I filed through them maybe twice years ago, and I never had a problem. Just like you explained it, it was pretty easy. And if you was unsure about something, they had options to provide clarity, basically. But what I've been hearing is that they work directly with the IRS. They are set up as well to give you the minimum. No, that's true. Our H&R Block as well. But here's the thing. They're gonna try to maximize your refund as possible because they want you to be happy as a customer. That's why they give you all information. But they don't care if you don't go to all those columns to try to like see if you can get a deduction. They'll be like, okay, you could do standard, whatever. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's up to you to put in deductions and stuff like that. But yeah, most big companies are direct. The H&R Block is just infamous for not giving people money for too long.
They block your money. That's why they call H&R Block. They block your money. And then they tell you to go to the human resources. Get your ass up out of here. That's why we call H&R Block. Go talk to my boss. H&R. Nah, I'm good.
That's true.
I never did my taxes through them. I heard crazy stories with them, but I never first of all, nah, just nah.
And let me encourage you another reason why you need to start learning. Well, you did your taxes already, so you're already ahead of the game.
No, I didn't do my taxes yet. I ain't do my taxes yet. This year.
Well,
for last year.
You guys, I'll tell you something. I know. Because y'all more tech savvy, like you deal with programs and you do video editing and filming. Y'all both know how to do that stuff.
Right.
That means that you already the technical ramifications that it takes to operate a computer. So you already in a position to be able to do your own taxes because you know how to do other stuff.
Oh.
See, a lot of people are tech savvy. So if you're not tech savvy, yeah, you might get frustrated sitting at a computer for hours. But you guys, y'all used to that because y'all do editing. This is not right. So you're gonna sit there for hours. So you gotta have the patience and the effort. And I encourage you guys to do it yourself. And the reason why I say it is because it's not as hard as what people think it is. I learned how to do taxes before it was a computer. I learned from the 10 form when you sit there and you just because it tells you add this line, subtract this line. It tells you the multiplication arithmetic to do to get to every number. And that's how you ever see those old school people. They can sit there with a paper and a calculator and they sit there and do your numbers like that way. We got a computer. We have technology now. Things is different. We don't need all that basic dinosaur shit. Now we could just go on a computer and the computer's going to tell you, yo, if you can have this happen during this time, you can get this money.
So
and
what's
that's
the
why they have to help
that you use?
Everything is good.
I'm sorry. So what's the platform you use?
Tax Act Business. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a business account for taxes and everything. So what happens is, like any business, they get your money before you get it, and then I send you out a check or something like that. I print you out a check.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I used to do it the other way before I was certified. I was just doing people taxes the other way, and unfortunately, sometimes people didn't pay me.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
they're like, "Fuck that!" They got the money. They said, "Fuck you, nigga." Excuse me.
Which is
like,
stupid.
Screw you.
Which is stupid because they screwing themselves over for next year.
Yeah. So because of that reason, guess what? Your money gets deposited in my account, my business account, and then I send you a check.
Oh, okay.
Or if you want it, I could direct deposit directly to you. I do direct deposit. I do wire transfer. You want wire transfer? I could do wire transfer, all that. So you don't have to worry about either come seeing me. Paper checks is dinosaur-ish, so I made other options. Now, if you're looking for a cash in advance, depending on the type of filing you're doing, usually the people that got kids and all that stuff, they tend to qualify for it real easy because they know that you're almost guaranteed. Like, especially if you made under like what 35,000, you get the earned income credit. That's another 2 racks right there. And then your kids, depending on the ages of them, you get money. And then you got child care, then you get money. So head of household, you get money. So it's like for somebody that makes 35 and under, they getting like 10,000 easy.
Wow.
Especially if they got kids. Yeah, it's real easy to get that. But you got to put the numbers in right because what it is you got to stay under the radar. Like, for example, I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm saying it anyway. I don't give a shit.
I've never got any of that, nowhere close to that, ever. When I've spoken to
I'm listening.
When I've spoken to people about it, they were like, wow, you supposed to be getting way more than that. This is just when I have, one child and making way more money than I am now. So they was like just like what you said, under 35, 10,000. I've never got that in my 35 years. Never.
Wow. Yeah. Sometimes I ain't gonna lie to you. And when you make under 35,000, the long form to me is not really recommended because you're gonna always get more money with standard deduction. Because if you make under 35,000, you can't sit there and say I pay this, I pay that, pay that. The government's not trying to hear that shit. They're gonna be like, what? Get the what? Pay 10,000 to who? How? You only make 35,000.
Right.
I know your rent got to be 1,700 a month. Ain't no way you could afford that.
Right.
They're not trying to hear that. But if you made, for people I know that make 80,000, 90,000, man, I could put so much stuff on this and get them $1 million back.
Because they got the room. Right. They got the room.
They're under radar. You're under radar. You're under radar in the sense that even though that some people, they did a study. They know that most people that tend to be poor donates and gives more money than the people that have the money.
Mm-hmm.
So people that make like 100,000 a year, they give 3% of their income. People that make less than 100,000 a year, giving away 20% of their income, 15 to 20% on average.
Wow.
That's the average working class people. That lets you know that people that's poorer tend to have a better mindset than the people that got the money. People that got the money don't have that. They have more of an arrogant, oh, I'm entitled, oh, screw you, oh, I ain't giving shit to nobody. I work hard for this. And then you got the people that make under 100 grand and be like, yo, I want to take care of I know my friend doing bad right now. I'm gonna give him like $500 to help him out, and I'm gonna donate some money to him and her and whatever the case is. So that's just what it is. The poor take care of the poor.
Right.
Wow.
So since you're so knowledgeable about and you're deeply involved with legislation, right? What are some of the tax breaks that we should be looking for this filing year?
Oh man!
Some of the new, I didn't have.
Well. To my knowledge, and I haven't really did any research yet, because like I said, I haven't even touched on taxes yet. Since the filing date so far away, in my opinion, it's not far away now. It's closer.
Right.
I didn't even take the time out to even do the taxes I got in front of me. I haven't researched it yet, but I'm hearing that Biden is giving more money per kid this time around. Like normally you get a certain amount per your kid. He's gonna try to double that.
Oh wow.
That could be a rumor. I don't know if he put legislation involved into it, and that's what I'm going to do research later. I know he did 40 different legislations right now. Right. I haven't looked at all of them. Most of them came through. I like it, but some I don't.
So where would a person go to find out the new tax breaks? Would it just be irs.gov or?
Yeah. IRS. See, this is the thing here. Sometimes. Even been doing this for years, doing people tax for years on my own. Sometimes some things can tend to be a little unclear. Right. So what I do personally is I will call IRS, speak to one of their IRS consultants. They're gonna give me the article. Not only that, they're gonna say, "Hello, my name is Tawana, ID number 469123." They're gonna give me the article that corresponds to what I'm asking the question about. And then when I get a chance to look at that article, I'm saying, okay, well, she told me that it's possible for me to do it. Now I got an article that represents what I'm trying to do. So now I just got more crinkles in the brain now because now I'm learning a little bit more. So, and they there to help you. People so scared of IRS, they be like, oh, call anonymously. Not everybody's IRS agents. They there to help you get it right. Because the whole idea is you want to stay on the radar. And that's why I said if you make like $35,000 and under, you shouldn't be doing a long form deduction. You shouldn't. Because you're in a red zone. You're going to mess around and get audited. Because they're going to be like, how are you able to afford all this? Now we want receipts. We want to know proof. But if you make $80,000, $90,000, they don't care about $70,000, $60,000. They ain't going to bother you. They're going to be like, okay, well, she makes that kind of money and she could definitely give up some of the dollars. We could see that happening. And then church is one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't even take account for. People are only, what I notice, people are only doing tax write-off on the money that they donate to the church. That's stupid. What about mileage? You're aware that every time you go to church, back and forth to church, some people I know.
We don't think of. People don't think outside the box. It'd be the simplest things. I would never think to myself, oh, well, I drove to church. Let me put that on my taxes as a write-off. Like, that's not, that's not like the average mindset per se. Like
the tolls, you pay tolls, everything.
Yes.
Yep. All that write-off. You get a lot of it back. They give you like a big percentage of it back. So it's highly worth it. So you put your mileage in. Oh, this is where I go to church. I go to church 5 days a week. I live at so county road, and the church is on such and such county road, and it's like 10 miles from each other. And I do church at least 4 days a week. So you do your own math. You get there with the calculator. Okay, this is what the estimate. Because remember, IRS understands that it's an estimate. They just don't want you to go too crazy with it. They're not going to try to hear that you going 50 miles and back and forth to church when there's only 20 miles there and back.
Right.
So now you put yourself in a red zone.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why miles deduction could be a little catchy, but it's not catchy as long as you pay attention with your calculations. Make sure your numbers look right. Always get the address. If you're unclear of the location wherever you go back and forth, just get the address and you could just do a simple GPS.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's what they do. When they do audited on you, they have a calculator that calculate the distance from the addresses. When they audit you, they don't audit everybody. When you're being audited, that's exactly what they're doing. That's how they're able to determine, so you mean to tell me you've been going 40 miles? Because they ask you specific questions. How many miles on estimate to go back and forth? So let's say if it's 10 miles there, 10 miles back, you could put 22 miles, 23 miles. You know why? Because nothing is never certain. But if you're putting 40 miles to go a 20 to 20 mile route back and forth, then you're going to raise a flag.
Well, this would be the first year that I'm really considering doing it myself. Like I said, I've done the standard deductions via TurboTax years ago, like over 4 or 5 years ago. But with my experience last year, I went to Liberty Tax, and I only went there because I was in an eager situation. So I went ahead and paid them the money, but they actually screwed me over to the point where this year, whoever I have do my taxes, even if it's me, I'm gonna make myself knowledgeable about how to go back and revisit the taxes that was filed last year, because they absolutely did a horrible job. So
you could do that. You could do that, and that's what I'm saying. That's amendment. You got to file it. It's like doing amendment tax, and you can read yourself, and you can do that all while you're doing your current taxes. You could be doing your old taxes at the same time.
Right.
So you can do all that in one shot. So it's real as it seems hard, but once you start doing it, you be like, okay, this is not hard at all. It's just step by step. It's a lot of steps. And they walk you through it. That's why I like TurboTax, because they walk you through every step. They don't leave you questioning anything or confused about it. If you don't like to read, then you're obviously gonna be confused.
Right.
But if you know something, they have a help. One thing I like about them, each column got a help margin. So you click on it, and then boom, it gives you all the information you need to understand why they're asking for X, Y, and Z. And then it asks you about other ways that you can get deductions. Now, let me tell you something. they will be happy with you doing standard. But the whole idea is for them to make money, and if everybody evaluates them that know, like, let's say if a lot of tax professionals evaluate TurboTax and say, oh, they suck because they're not trying to maximize your deduction, then they'll go out of business. So there's a business at the end of the day. They got to make money too. Yeah, they work directly with IRS, but they got to make money at the end of the day. H&R Block got people brainwashed, so H&R Block could tell you we robbing you, and people still gonna go to them. Because people know that H&R Block been robbing people for years, and what happens? Nothing. Nothing happens. That's because they you know what it is? They're very easy, and that's another thing too about location. They're easy accessible. H&R Block is everywhere.
Right.
You know, they got Liberty Tax everywhere now, but they got H&R Block all over the place. So it's like, oh, I could go to H&R Block, and they talking about giving me $50. Y'all falling for the trick. $100. They're gonna give you $100 in cash, and you're gonna get your taxes done there. It's not worth it.
Well, that's what I did. That's what I did last year. They gave me the $100 in cash, and then they charged me. They charged me like $600, right? No, she wanted. Oh my God. She wanted to charge me $600, and I was like, "You out of your mind." I was like, "You can take your $100 back." So it wound up coming out to $399. But like I said, they didn't do. Okay. They didn't do. Like I didn't get the EIC credit and a whole bunch of shit, and I got audited. So.
And you got audited.
Huh? Wow.
And then another reason why I said it's important for you to do your own taxes. Let me tell you another reason. We don't know if that particular tax office that you go to is under investigation with IRS. So if they're under investigation with IRS, guess what? Anybody that goes there, they get audited.
Oh wow.
If you taxes done right, everything is right, don't flags nothing, because you went to that particular tax professional, you're getting audited. So that's why it's very important. Yo, let me tell you something. Ever since I've been doing my own tax, I've never been audited before. But when I was going to other professionals, I got audited twice, 3 times. I said, what the hell, man? I went to different people. I said, I got to learn. That's what made me learn, because I was getting audited so much. And then my refund go from 8,000 or 7,000 to like 4,000. I'm like, nah, man, this is wrong.
I do have an opportunity where I can take a tax course. I think it's through TurboTax, and it's only like $9.99. But my issue is just trying to find the additional time to do that with everything else.
You got so much on your plate.
Right. So.
But your most important thing is this is what I will say, because you're a business person. You have business. You conducting business, and I think until you become like a giant corporation, I think the smartest thing for you is to learn taxes. Learn taxes. That could be another thing to add to your list of things to do. Because if I wanted to, I could do like maybe 20 or 30 I could get 20, 30 people right now to do their taxes for, but I'm too lazy to do it because I got a lot of other things going. But there's a lot of money in it.
Right.
You know, that's why you got people that open up tax offices. They open up tax office, or you got people that's mobile. We come to your house, they have the laptop and all that. They sit there, boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Old folks, rich old folks over here that can't really get out the house. Y'all come to your house. Oh, what's up? You have a business? All right, come on. We can bounce it right now. I'll come to your house.
Yeah. Matter of fact, my brother does taxes, and that's what he be doing too. Yeah.
I did that at my job. My coworker at my job, I bought my laptop there. I got my Wi-Fi connection on my phone. Boom. I sat there and did the numbers in front of him. He said, damn, you make this look easy. I said, once you learn it, it's easy. I said, it's a little hard in the beginning, but once you learn it, you don't really have to look through all the help parts, and you can just run through it quickly. And he's like, yo, I could get this refund. He said, why are they trying to give me the other refund? I said, because they're not doing itemized. Oh, man, this is great. I said, yo, you can learn. And I'm not. So some people that I know are smart, I'm going to encourage them to do it themselves. If I think you're not smart, I'll be like, all right, just hand me your paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Hand me your paperwork. I'll do it for you.
You a business
some people
man.
just too smart. Like you should
be telling everybody to hand over their paperwork. Smart or not.
Nah. You know what it is? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like doing taxes. So I don't like technical stuff. I'm a lazy son of a bitch. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't like doing it. Even though I know it's gonna make me money, I don't like doing it. But the whole idea is that I like people knowing a better way. So I'm more encouraging people that I know that's a little technical, that know how to work a computer. Say, listen, once you go in there, and if you have any questions, just give me a call, or you could just call IRS. Any questions you have, they're not concerned about your name. They know you calling because you have a question about a specific topic, and you can explain to them your scenario anonymously, and they'll give you an answer, and then they'll give you an article that supports what you're saying. So,
well, what about hiring? So, what
Mhm.
about hiring somebody or getting one of your children to, you teach them how to do it, and then you let them do it, and then you just double check their paperwork? How about getting a helper?
You got helpers in tax office, like especially in tax office, you got people that's not certified, but they help us.
I'm talking about you.
And technically,
Huh?
I'm
He talking about you.
What do you mean? I'll get my kids to do it,
or somebody get a helper.
Yeah, they're done. I don't know. I never really thought of it like that. I guess you know what it is. I'm kind of lazy when it comes to that. I think that's just not my passion. I know it because I'm a business person, but I'm not passionate with taxes though. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just don't like losing money. I'm more like I don't like to see people losing money either. So it's like I'm gonna help you because I don't like you to lose money either. Because we all could use our money for something else, and giving our money away to these tax experts is full of it. Like they don't even try to, like, if somebody asks me a question, I'm gonna give them an answer. I'm gonna research it. If I don't know it, I'm gonna get back to them and say, hey, this is what it is.
They don't even try to go above and beyond anymore. The last 2-3 years, the ones I went to, like, horrible. They just get so used to people coming to them, like they don't even try to go above and beyond. It's just like, well, this is what it is, and now we good, and
see you later. I'll see you next year.
Right, fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, that's because if they got a workload, like let's say if I had 20 people, I know me personally, if it's just me with 20 people, I know personally I'm not gonna want to do an itemized deduction with all of them. That'll give me a fucking headache. Mm-hmm. But I would definitely be encouraged to standard tax. That's why I said that's why a lot of these tax people got a lot of helpers. It's because everybody don't have to be certified. You technically don't really need to be certified to do somebody's taxes. You technically don't. You could be a helper, but a helper. But certified is better because certified makes it so they can't stiff you out of your money. Meaning that I got a number that I could put on that tax form along with my LLC that allows me to get your money directly from IRS and give you a check.
Wow.
Because that's what remember you heard what happened with TurboTax recently, right? They had an issue where they had a glitch where a lot of people get stimulus checks because IRS give it directly to the people that prepare their taxes, TurboTax, and TurboTax give it to everybody else.
Wow,
bro, and that's who you recommend me to do my taxes with? Really?
No. But that's a glitch. It can happen to anybody. TurboTax makes a lot of money. It was actually a mistake, and they fixed the problem.
It wasn't TurboTax. It was fucking Donald Trump who got mad because reality kicked in, and he was like, "I'm canceling everything. I'm not signing for nobody 600. I'm not doing nothing, and I'm pushing back the filing date." I thought it was January 27. Nah, B, it's gonna be February 12th. He did all of that because as soon as Joe Biden put in a order for it, my stimmy came like the next day. That was Donald Trump and his bullshit.
Well, that's another thing too. You're absolutely right. Whoever the president is has a lot of control over the tax system. They're the ones that determine the date. Meaning, IRS has a date that they want to start the filing, and the president could be the one to say, "No, let's put you back because of the pandemic." They try to blame a pandemic. Let's put you back. No, damn well it wasn't because of no pandemic. It's just that
it was Trump with his sourpuss ass, and Joe Biden wrote an executive order like, nah, like just get my people their money right now. Let's go.
But like I said before, and remember I said this before in the last segment. I said you could work with even people that's even racist. Look at Lyndon B. Johnson. I like to reference him all the time because he called it the nigger bill, and he still signed it, even though we got crumbs of it. It's just the idea that he didn't have to sign that bill. He could have just gave us more hell, but he signed it. President Kennedy, when they was trying to do it during the President Kennedy was like, hey, he didn't want it. He didn't want to sign that shit. See, a lot of people don't even know. They think that President Kennedy was the greatest ever. No, he didn't want to sign that. Guess what? He didn't. He didn't sign it. He got killed, but when they brought it to his table and said, "Yo, you should sign this bill to civil rights," because they had people think civil rights happened because of '69. No, they've been fighting for that for a long time. And with Kennedy rejected. Kennedy rejected. He didn't want to sign it. And look, it take a guy like freaking Lyndon B. Johnson, a known racist, damn near KKK member, to sign it, and he called it, and he joked about it, called it the nigger bill. That goes to show you that you could work with all walks of life because it's politically expedient. Like, it makes sense for him to do it because he got something to gain from it. You know what I'm saying? And Joe Biden right now, I think Joe Biden is still racist. I think he's less racist because I think as he got older, he started to learn more. I think he's less racist. I'm not gonna say he's not racist. Let's be realistic. I'll be putting my foot in my mouth. I say he's less racist. I think people can change, and I think with time, because you remember he's freaking up there, almost 80 years old. So I think in his time it was okay to be overt racist, because back in that time everybody was overt racist. Everybody was segregationist. That's just what it was. So fast forward to now, he like, damn, I'm old. I want to leave my legacy saying I'm one of the greatest presidents that ever walked.
My people, because I'm about to go to hell. Yeah.
He about to die. No, think about it. Look at his bills, man. They so progressive. They said this shit is far left. Everybody come and say it's far left. They won't be making no reason. They say it's far left. They calling him a progressive because I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't think that Joe Biden was gonna be as progressive as he is right now. I don't know what's gonna happen later down the line, but at this moment, this nigga is he's a progressive president. Right?
It seems like he just signing shit just to sign it. Like,
sign this for me. Sign that for me.
But those documents be at least 100 pages deep. Like, you can't tell me that he's sitting there reading all of those executive orders. They be piled up on his desk. He don't even be knowing where the pen is at. Like, he be reaching for the pen. As soon as he find the pen, he looking at the camera, signing it. Like, bro, like, are you reading what you signing? Like,
no. They be they up there saying you better give it to him before you go to sleep. And let him sign it before you go to sleep.
And that's what he's doing. He's doing it because he know he's on his deathbed. I'm telling you. I'm not making this shit up, because one thing I learned about Catholic people, they always want to do good at the last minute. I know that. What happened with Bob Marley? Think about Bob Marley that got it was a CIA agent that was on his deathbed. Said that he affected Bob Marley, gave him these sneakers when he visited Bob Marley and stuff, and the sneakers had a little thorn inside of it that was cancerous. And Bob Marley wore those sneakers, and next thing you know, Bob Marley got skinny and died.
I ain't never heard that ever. Who this man name is?
I gotta take it off. It was running. It was running. Put it like this: it was running on the media for like a split second, and some people caught it. Some people brought it to my attention. I said, "Oh shit!" And then they try to say,
"Say out here, who that man name is?" I ain't never heard of that.
Who that man name?
Who that man name is?
It was a CIA agent. A CIA agent because he visited him. He told you might be somebody might not, because it's funny that you say that. I try to bring that article to somebody else, and I think they scrubbed the internet for that shit already. But people know about it. If you if you ask a few people about it, they'll tell you that they heard of it, because it was out there for like a brief moment. And you notice how the government makes sure that they scrub the internet.
Wow.
They scrubbed the internet because I seen it for like maybe a week straight. You know, and then all of a sudden it's gone.
I already know that they was instrumental in killing him, period.
But you know why they wanted to kill him?
I don't know. Tell me.
Was it that What's the reason that you heard?
I think
It could be different from both.
I think they was trying to kill him because of the knowledge that he had. If you listen to his music, he was telling us all the shit that we needed to know. As far as I'm concerned, any melanated brother or sister who is powerful on that level has knowledge of self, who is out here teaching and awakening our people. They see them as an enemy. They gotta die. We've seen it time after time, from Sam Cooke to Malcolm X to the Martin Luther Kings. The FBI was all instrumental in killing those brothers. And if they couldn't kill them, they was deporting them out the country, like they did to our Nina Simone's, like they did to our Josephine Bakers. And I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But go ahead.
But you know what it is? One thing I love with the government is going to let you say what you got to say. But when you start putting action, then once you start putting your action involved, and that's when they have a problem with you. He was trying to put money towards funding things to help us. And once you start putting money towards it, that's when he got. Same thing with Martin Luther King. He was doing he was doing that march, the Poor Man's March, meaning that it would take so much traction because there's gonna be white people involved too. That's like, yo, I don't got no money either, man. We need to go to the government. We would need to march in front of the capital, nation's capital. So they had to kill him before that Poor Man's March because they know that would have been devastating to the government having a Poor Man's March, because it was okay when it was just black people, but once you got white people involved for a poor man, a lot of white people feel like, not all white people are rich. Many of them is poor just like us. So he was speaking their language, and they're like, oh shit, yeah, I'm poor as fuck. Yeah, let me take my butt over there with him. All right, I'm gonna go with him. And that was catastrophic. They had to kill him. And the same thing with Malcolm X. When you start to do stuff on a big scale, because remember, these guys been talking for a long time.
When
but once you start doing stuff
awakening the vast majority, you're a problem.
Yeah.
But I think it's all about action. Like, for example, we come to find and learn that with Malcolm X, first of all, Malcolm X's father was a Garveyite. That's what I am. I'm a Garveyite. I follow Marcus Messiah. Malcolm X, later down the line, start running that Garveyism again. Like, in his last days, he started becoming back to where his father was a Garveyite, because he started to make sense. So he hooked up with a guy named DePinto in Nairobi. DePinto was like an Indian black guy. He wasn't like straight up black, but he's African. He's African, you could say. He hooked up with him, and what they wanted to do is go to United Nations and try to say that America is doing genocide against Africans that's in America. So because they had that meeting and they did it, don't you know DePinto and Malcolm X got killed at the same time? They killed him, and that's how you know government strike. When both parties got killed within the same hour. They mentioned it in that.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but they mentioned it. Malcolm X, the brother that was playing Malcolm X in that new Netflix movie where all of them are in a hotel room. He mentioned that. Yes, wow. He mentioned that. He mentioned that in there, and then another Netflix documentary I was writing. It's crazy how Netflix is more melanated, more blacker than BET.
Because black empowerment right now is all about clickbait. Like, if you say you're pro-black and you say a few things, right now you can honestly make some money. Because before, being black and proud ain't popping right now. Like, if you too pro-black, he's too black. How can you be too something? How can you be? But that's just the narrative they put out there. And if you put out a narrative that say that you for your own people, now you're racist. Right. I don't hate white folks.
Right. I never bought that shit anyway. I never bought that shit anyway. Like, you just as ignorant as the people that I'm talking against. You know what I mean? So just like when you hear an articulate child or anyone who speaks articulate, they're talking white. What does that mean? Like, you sound like a jackass. What does that mean? All of that shit is toxic as far as I'm concerned. So I don't see too much dumb shit like that going around as of lately. So yeah.
We started to wake up though, and I think that's good. I started to see a lot of us wake up because I never seen so much progressive this in our
more
community
people are
in a
taking
long time. Like a
action
lot of people.
per se.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was happy to see that on my timeline with Facebook, you know, to get up the subject real quick, to see a lot of melanated people invest into the market. That upset the stock market altogether because a lot of average Joes, me, you, who body, whatever, invested, and we talking about it. I see a lot of us talking about. I think part of our issue when it comes to economics is that we don't do a lot of conversation. When I sit around white folks, that's all they
Yep.
talk about is
Right,
money.
that's why we
They
need to
talk
be
about how
talking
can
more about it.
Yeah.
we talking about a chick, we talking about drama, we talking about work, we talking about everything, but we don't talk about economics, and then we wonder why our financial situation is always screwed up. You gotta talk about money on a consistent basis,
Yeah.
so we can get it. We can get it because we can put ideas. We don't even know that we putting ideas together without putting ideas together. Like we talking about it, just random conversation, and next thing you know, a light bulb pop. Oh shoot, I
Yep.
can make this work. That's a conversation when I'm around white folks, you know, the associates or whatever. That's all they talk about. And these guys got money. I don't got money like them. I wish I did. But these guys got bread. And I be sitting there like, damn, that's how they do it. So they just sit eating. You thinking they're gonna talk about the girls. I'm seeing girls over here, girls over there. I'm thinking they're gonna talk about the girls. We all sitting at
Nah,
a
that's about
restaurant.
money.
All they talking about is they talk about S&P 500 index. They talking about NASDAQ. They talking about all that stuff. They talking about Bernie Madoff, what he did and how he did the Ponzi scheme. They just talk about the history when it comes to the market as far as money goes. Talk about gold and silver. So I think even in your own like what your own household, I think it's always good to like at least reserve, because I know us black folks, we got so much going on in our life. We should at least 5%, at least 5% of that dinner table has to talk about
Yeah,
economics.
me and
Maybe
my
5.
son do it.
We can
Me and my
start.
son do it
We can start.
on the regular. Like I think it was yesterday. I had a check on him. I have a check in on him at least once or twice a week about stocks and things of that nature. Now I'm about to get him involved with buying his own coins and things of that nature. So that's definitely something that should be discussed at the dinner table for sure.
Well, you know what you could do with your son, and I recommend anybody do this with their kids, because I know a lot of kids are not of age to be able to sign on to stock directly. You could just Cash App. Believe it or not, Cash App is one of these Cash App. You could buy part shares. You could buy part shares. You could do Acons. Acons is pretty good. You know, round up dollars and stuff like that. So before you know it, that little money that you rounded off to is being invested into the market. So that's one way. And as far as the Cash App, I think is awesome because you can buy part of a share for as little as $1. They absolutely right.
Cash App is really good.
And
my son has
you
the Cash App one, and I like it because it's very precise. It leaves it's straight to the point. Pretty much. And oh, I know what I wanted to say. There's this little boy where his mother bought like $60 worth of GameStop shares like back about 2 years ago. And when GameStop shares went up, the little boy made $5,000 and cashed out.
Wow, that's good.
Those are, and there's a couple of them like that. So those are the type of articles that I sit down with my son and I share. I said, look, you know what I mean? You should be on this, like the video games and things of that nature. Everything that you love, start investing in companies. It's just not good enough for them to have your money. At least get some of that cake and eat it too.
Like it's like, for example, S&P 500. You as a cluster stock, let's say if you don't know how to diverse your portfolio, you don't know like what to invest in and all that. If you look at the history of S&P 500, it's been doing great. It's on average 12 to 15% 1 year, like 35% growth in 1 year. So it's getting you money, but it's not something that you invest in and think that you're gonna 5 years down the line, I'm gonna take it out. No, this is like an investment of 10 to 20 years, and it's almost like when a retirement comes, I'm gonna have so much money in it. Now I could take this money and I could do something for myself. You know, so it's like that's why I tell people all the time. I said, You do not invest money that you're going to need 5 years, 7 years down the line. You invest money that you know you can afford to lose for a while, because it takes time. It's not something. It's not. You know what it is. A lot of people, when they think of the market, they think that, oh, I could just throw some money and throw it out. No, that's not how it works. On the scheme of things, you know, you got cases where things could get lucky like that. But if you look for that, when you get a little bit of increase, you're not going to be excited because you're thinking of a big increase and then you could just pull out. No, that's not how it works. You got to stay in the market. S&P 500 is pretty good, but also everyday stocks, like for example, video games. What was a Rockstar? That's one that makes Grand Theft Auto. You know, you can invest into those. You know, you can invest into a lot. I'm not truly concerned with Apple, because if you didn't invest into Apple years ago, the stock is so high it's not even worth it
I
right
did
now.
it years ago.
It's not worth it. Because my opinion is that some companies is almost going to be at a max out, meaning that they're going to max out where all the innovation that they did to try to like expand their business is done. Like they already did as much as they could, because Apple got most of the stock market anyway. There's many Apple products in the stock market which balance the whole stock market by itself. But there's so many different products, and it's like, all right, well, I'm not gonna waste my time with it because they're at their peak. Now, if they for whatever reason drop, which I highly doubt it, as much as people use Apple products, then it's a waste to even invest into it now.
Right.
You gotta invest into like stuff that you think that might make sense later. Like one time, I put like $1,000 into a company. It's called Wave. It's like Bluetooth technology. I invested like 1,000 into it. It's similar to Bluetooth. We had a program that we created too, but this program Wave was prominent because apparently Wave technology was going to be in Samsung. They signed a contract with Samsung, but somehow things didn't fall through. But I invested 1,000. I lost 1,000. But if I would have, but the whole thing is, it was only like 50 cents a share. So let's say if things would have blew up, you know how much money that would be if it blew up by $5 a share, and I invested 50 cents into it, and I got 2,000 shares.
Right.
That'd be a big blow up. So I think these small companies that's trying to become giants, do the research, see what they're trying to do, because we could mess around and get another company that be just like Amazon.
For sure.
Because remember, Amazon came from nothing. Or similar. Amazon came from nothing. And look at Amazon now. They came from nothing. They show Bezos working at some type of restaurant.
Right.
And look at him now. A Cuban immigrant. Well, a Cuban black man. I mean, Cuban, he have Cuban. I don't know what he is. I said black man. He have Cuban and white, I think. Cubans are white. I forgot.
We lost. Come on, girl. Be quiet. We lost. I'm sorry, hold my curtain. We lost
It's
Charles.
all right. Oh, we lost Charles?
Yeah, we just lost him. We just lost him like a minute ago. So
my God.
I don't know if it was because I got a phone. Well, I got a phone call, but that would have knocked me off, not him. So I'm gonna disconnect and then try to get him back if that's okay with you. All right.
Okay.
All right, just give me a minute. I'm gonna send y'all a new. I'm gonna send.
Like Coach was saying about the like money and getting houses and real estates and stuff. I was like, the way we did it is like we didn't want no mortgage. And yeah, what's up, Curtis? Yeah. We didn't want no mortgage because we had a mortgage in New York, so you know it was crazy stuff up there and everything. But I said we come down, if we go to Virginia, we're not gonna live like how we live in New York, because we're not gonna live like move from New York and do a little struggle and come down here and struggle. It's like it don't make no sense. You might as well stay in
where you
New
at?
York. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So got a house. Then we ain't want no mortgage, and family members was like, "Oh, you need to get a mortgage so you can get the tax." Nah, we good on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to start my business, so if we didn't have no mortgage or no rent, that's a bill that's out of the way. That the other money can come into my business now.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Now I can do a lot more without worrying about losing the house or paying rent and stuff like that. So
Right, you just pay your property taxes and keep it
that's
moving.
it. And then the property taxes is less
It's
than
dirt
most
cheap, right?
with rent. Yeah. So so I'm like, listen, this is
Same
how
here.
we're gonna work it. This is how we're gonna do it. So it worked out real good for us.
You did the right thing. Yeah, down south. That's what I like about down south. The taxes is so better. Here in New Jersey, New York, forget about it. It's just
Yeah,
too
Well,
much,
yeah.
it's
man.
better in New Jersey than in New York because a lot of
No,
people who don't want
Hell,
to move to the
no,
South.
no, no,
It's
no. Because
not. Oh wow!
yeah, I was
I'm
just
explaining
looking
for a
at it.
person I know.
Yeah, no,
Hell,
hold up. I was
no.
just looking at it. One person was paying 20,000 a year on
Yeah,
property
easy.
taxes. Property
Yeah,
taxes.
easy.
Yes, for
Let,
41,000.
let me tell you something.
Man, listen.
New York
Oh damn!
City, New York City alone have they have a lot of expensive houses, but they have the cheapest property taxes. Now, when you go upstate
Yeah,
New York, their taxes ridiculous depending on the county. New Jersey, it all depends on what county you're in. But even Newark, even if you have a house in Newark, you're gonna pay like close to 10 grand just
yeah,
for property taxes in Newark. And you
That's
talking about Newark be the
crazy.
hood. We're not talking about the
yeah,
nice areas. We're just talking about Newark. So
yeah,
now if you go into a nicer area, 15,000, 17,000, 2,000, 20,000.
yeah,
It's real simple. Like Long Island, like for example, New York with Long Island. Yeah, Long Island's expensive. 22,000. I have a friend of mine. A mailman. He retired. He was paying 22,000 a year in property taxes.
damn. Yeah, that's a lot.
But him and his wife, but it can't be his income by itself could afford that. His wife was a nurse, so between they both income, I don't know what they make, but I know they make good money
Yeah,
and able to afford that. But this is that problem I have. Let's say if you pay off a house here in New Jersey or New York, the tax is still gonna run you close to 1,000 a month, easy.
yes, yeah,
So you pay 1,000 a month after you pay the house off, 1,100 a month. So
Right.
it's almost like it ain't worth to really own stuff in New Jersey unless you hustling and making money, or New
yeah,
York. It's better to own it down south because down south your taxes be like some people I know pay 800 for the year. I'm like, what?
yeah,
The average
yeah,
is from 5 to 8. That's the
Oh
yeah,
average.
my God, that's
yeah,
great.
yeah,
That's
easily.
like that means I paid off. So I got to pay $800 a year. Don't you know I'm not paying that little bit of monthly? No, I'm gonna pay that one shot. Boom,
Yeah,
once a
yeah,
year.
yeah. One shot deal. Yeah,
Right.
cause see,
Why would you do that mostly? People both.
cause I always tell people if you got money, if you got a little cash, move out of state, buy a house, knock it off, and then you can really start your business down here. Cause a lot of people in the South, they like to buy quicker. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Than New York people. Like down here, if they see something they like, they will buy it. Like,
New York got, you know what it is? I think with New York, it's just too many options. Down
yeah,
south, too many options. So if you got a
Well,
good
it's
product,
starting to be like that down south as well because there's so many people that have migrated over
yeah,
to the
okay.
south.
yeah. A lot of New
So
York.
God damn.
it's a lot of people looking to buy houses like crazy. So that's why every little land you see, they putting up a houses immediately, like crazy. Like you can go there one day, and then the next day it'd be like 10, 15, 20 houses.
But these businesses, thanks to the economy, I'm glad I didn't open up no storefront. It made me really think like, oh, online business sound much better. Online business
Yeah,
sounds so better right now. Because the people that have online business, they still winning. They making money. They making more money than ever made. Because,
yeah,
from being a mailman and direct contact with packages, we always get a lot of work, but never on this scale. Because of the pandemic, most of the people respect their stuff to be shipped. So if the post office is
Right.
making money, UPS is making money, all those companies are making money, that means a lot of e-commerce business is just booming right now. People buying stuff. And remember, with drop shipping, you don't own the product. All you do is you're the middleman. People buy from your site.
Right.
You can have,
yeah,
they buy from your site and then boom. Now the product gets sent to them. And if you got a little contract with the company that you're doing business with, you can have them send that package to their customer with your logo on it. That's how hot it is. So you making money, and they think it's you sending it to them, and they think you own the product, and you just a middleman.
Yeah, I see a lot of people doing it.
Huh? Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a lot of money into it. Like, and that's why I got lazy with mine. Like, I gotta finish doing mine, setting myself up, and I'm gonna just do drop shipping too. Like, I learned everything is about it. I know about it. I even told somebody else about it. They doing it. They making money. That goes to show you I'm lazy as hell, man. I got other people making my tip, and I didn't think they was gonna go with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me, what's the best way? Say if you wanna, you don't say you got your own business and you want to ship stuff to different people. What's the best way, postal or UPS?
Unfortunately, I wouldn't recommend it. Now I won't tell you no lie, brother. I work for post office until we get I shit together. You know, the best choice of word. Until we get our shit together, UPS is outdoing us right now.
Okay.
I don't know on a national scale, but I just know they're outdoing us right now. And at least with UPS, you got mad flexibility because UPS is set up where, let's say if you got a package that's going to a specific location.
You want to do UPS because I'm about to beat the shit out of everybody who works for USPS.
No, I said that. I told him. I ain't tell no lie. I said UPS right now.
Listen, speaking of, right?
Yeah.
I got 11 packages that I mailed out on the 26th, right? Yeah. Priority mail. Which I just found out they not even honoring priority mail, at least coming from Georgia through Atlanta to wherever your destination is. So, anyways, all of the expected dates for arrival for delivery was supposed to be the 29th, which was Friday. Why out of 11 of them, 7 of them say that they were delivered and none of the customers got the merchandise?
Yeah. Same thing happened in here.
That's
so
crazy.
I mean, they're not always that not reliable. It's just because of the pandemic and everything that's going on. You know, shit is screwed up completely. UPS drops the ball as well, just like USPS drops the ball. Yeah. So you just gotta make sure your shit is insured. You gotta make sure you have your tracking. You gotta make sure you be on top of your claims. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of things like that is screwed up unless we working directly through Amazon. I'm trying to get they type of shipping next day, Prime Day, 2 days.
Yeah.
Shipping. Because they got trucks going out 24/7 just about, it looks like.
One of the issues that I want to point out when it comes to these shipping companies, post office doesn't know how to say no to receiving money, meaning receiving packages to deliver. So we got like UPS, they overburdened, they'll give it to us. And we already overburdened with the packages we got. So you know how we dropped the ball? Because we taking on too much at one time. And post office don't know how to say no. And the reason why Amazon is never going to be on top when it comes to shipping is because they have too many private owners. Now, if it was one corporation, Amazon, where they all just one bit, everybody just work directly for Amazon and that's it. Yeah, they could make money. But all those people that you see, all those Amazon trucks, they all contractors. Even though it says Amazon on it, they're not Amazon employees directly. They all contractors for somebody that owns a fleet that owns 10 trucks for Amazon. They lease 10 trucks or they rent 10 trucks or it doesn't. I got it. And the only reason why I know this is because I did research and I was going to try to start an Amazon business with it, and I found out that it doesn't make. If you can't lease 20 vehicles, it's not going to make no money. Because they guarantee each vehicle is guaranteed. Your route is guaranteed at least $3,000 a month for each route. So when you break that down, how much you got to pay the employee to do it, it's almost not worth it unless you don't have like 20 vehicles or something like that. And because they're private companies, they're always going to have issues. Now, if Amazon was like UPS, where not only that they got all these jobs all over the place, they all just one company, then yeah, you will see them compete against us. But because they don't do it that way, they have a lot of individuals. Individuals are gonna make mistakes, and because they got too many individual people, they're always gonna need post office. They're always gonna need UPS until they change their business model. But their business model is made for them to make money, and that's the reason why when people say Amazon gonna get broken down, how can they get broken down if they got so many people employed? They got so many employees, and they got so many people doing business with them. You got people all over America. People got their own truckings. They lease their truckings for Amazon. They get money. So that means that you could destroy all those individual people that have their small business through Amazon. So they always gonna make money. Ain't not gonna stop it. They're not gonna break them. You ever heard of Neuralink by Elon Musk?
No.
Neuralink is a technology where he's trying to make us really like cyborgs, where they jam this thing in the back of your head and it hooks up to your neural system, your brain system, and be able to allow you to process things faster, move faster, think faster, do things faster. It's almost like making a super soldier, but it's designed to make you smarter. And he's been doing it, and that scares me because let's say if I laugh about it, say screw this, I'm not doing that, and somebody else get connected with that brain implant with the that program. Now they could do the job faster than me. Now the job's gonna be taken away from me because he's faster. He could think faster. He's smarter.
Oh, okay.
And
I got you.
you can upload programs into somebody, so they don't have to sit there and go to school. Now you can just plug the program in. That's the way of the technology. That's what he's trying to do. And that's why I say Elon Musk, him becoming the richest man in the world is not by surprise because I've been following him for the longest. He's the one that owned PayPal before. He owned PayPal.
A lot of people is not for him. A lot of people think he's corrupt. Period. So
He is corrupt because he tried to wage war because he want lithium. This country that was rich in lithium, he tried to wage war because they don't want to do business with him. So he is a corrupt. But anybody that rich is gonna be corrupt. Let's just be realistic. If you're the richest man in the world, people like Jeff Bezos on him, they some corrupt people. I'm just being honest. There ain't no way you can without stepping on some toes. Well, long story short, with Elon Musk, that neural program, that's a game changer, and I think there's a lot of people gonna sign up for it. The scary thing about it is, if you don't do it, and this is the scary part about it, if you don't do it, then you're gonna have people that can outthink you, outsmart you, out this, out that, and there's gonna be many people just walking around learning. There's so much stuff where you have to read a book and do it the old-fashioned way. They could just plug it in like Matrix. Now they have the knowledge. That's some scary shit because it could go left or right. It could be a good thing or a bad thing for the human race. So I don't know, man. I thought it was crazy. But that's what he's doing. That's people like him was saying. And when I was getting back to PayPal, he the one that owned PayPal. He created that PayPal currency where eBay was like, oh, shit, he's messing us up because eBay had their own payment system and it wasn't good like PayPal. So guess what? eBay bought PayPal from Elon Musk.
Damn.
They're not coming sold it to boom, whole lot. And then he made Tesla because of Nikola Tesla, the scientist that created alternate current, created the idea of alternate current, meaning take electricity and rotating it, not just need a powerful source that has to be directly connected to something like DC, direct current, where it has to connect to the wall and the energy has to come out the wall. No, he have it so you could take the same electricity and recycle it in a car and keep it going on, around and around and around and around.
That ain't normal.
So that's hot. That's hot. That's what Nikola Tesla is known for.
That's not normal.
You said that's not normal? You said that's not normal?
That's not normal.
Well, here's the thing about science, and I love that's my biggest thing I have a passion for. We all connected on the energy field. We all connected some way, shape, and form. We all have electricity roaming through our body, especially in our brain, neurons and receptors and fires and stuff like that. That's the same exact electricity that's in the air. So it was an inventor back then. I don't even want to talk about this too much because I heard that, a lot of people got silenced even trying to create the project that he created where he could pull the current directly out the air. So instead of you having to plug into the wall, he could create a machine that can pull the energy, the electric energy out the air into the project, and then you could plug items into it. It was a guy. They killed the guy that did it originally, and then it was a science teacher that created that same project in the 80s And don't you know they went
He
there and
got
took the
cracked.
project from him? They didn't kill him, but they took the project from him and said he better not make it no more. Think about it. Think about if everybody had a machine like that in their house that produces energy that's straight from the air. That means that there's no.
Yeah,
We
that's
wouldn't
great.
have no electric bills and all that other bullshit. That would be dope.
It'll just be like, who could buy the better machine? It'll be about, okay, this machine gives as much current. All right, so I'm gonna buy the machine. So it won't be a residual bill, and the energy companies lose big, and that's the reason why
Right.
they don't want to get out there. But that's one of the things to talk about too. You Google it one day, a guy. I don't even remember his name. It's just that I know he was killed because he created he probably didn't even create it. It probably was a black man that created it. You know how we do. We the inventors of everything. We invented everything, and everybody else take credit for us. I'm keeping 100.
Yep.
We created everything. But nevertheless,
You're right.
they killed that man because, like Thomas Edison, everybody keep on saying he invented electricity. He invented
I was
nothing.
about to
He
say
invented
that.
something that's here. He invented. He got it from a brother. I forgot the brother's name. They mentioned his name.
Oh, I got it written down somewhere. I got a whole calendar with like the first inventors, like from 1300, like deep.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it sure wasn't no Thomas Edison.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. When it comes to history, why they try to make history all white when white people have only been on this earth for 3,000 years? Can somebody help me with that? Why is that? And that's why I had a problem
It
with.
ain't nothing to help you with. It's elementary 101. The people that don't, the people who don't want to come clean with it as far as realize shit, that they just lost. They mentally, something's wrong with them. It's obvious.
Because they got to be always on top.
That's true, and that's why I had a problem with Derek, because Derek was focused on European history, and I'm saying to myself, Derek, we go way far back than that. Our DNA shows that we go back millions of years. We have history in Africa. You know, we have history in Africa that go back. The first person that was created was a woman. A woman. Talk about, and that's why I said there's a big contradiction with science and the Bibles, because the Bible said that a woman was created from a rib of a man, but when you look at the science that we found, the first person that we discovered, the oldest fossil, the oldest person was Lucy Mereliki, but she's a woman, so she's a cradle of civilization. And it kind of makes more sense that a woman started this earth than a man.
Since we give birth to everything, even it is a melanated woman too, because a melanated woman can give birth to any color person, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's called, like, for example, and when they said the black woman got the Eve gene, I think the reason why women go through what they go through, because they also suffer from a lack of knowledge, and I think we always want to leave Africa out of it. But when you do your studies and you do your research, everything always go back to the Nile Valley culture. When you look at what the Bible derived from, the Bible is just a composite of information that was taken out of Nile Valley, meaning that they took information out of it. And think about it, as powerful. As even with all the bits and pieces of information that's put into the Bible, and the Bible's so powerful, just to think about if we tap into that source directly, you know, and that's why I said we so focus on European history that we think that history only go back. First of all, before there was a writing method for communication, it was all pictures. It was just pictures and images and stuff like that. That's all it was. That's what the hieroglyphs is pretty much.
Say some people are caught up in European history. I am not.
Not to put, I love my brother Derek, but he be trying to, and then he's hooked up with the Black Lord, my brother Derek, and he got a lot of good points in there. He got great points in there.
He's very aware that we were the first people, and you know, the history with Africa and the first Jews and the Moors and things of that nature. So don't get it twisted. He's very aware of that and knowledgeable of who we are, but he's also very indoctrinated into the texts, the texts that were written by the Europeans, just like you said. But he has a great way of connecting the two. Like, listen, this is what this is what it is, but this was actually written and created for people who identify as a certain da 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 da.
I told him, and I told him I had a me and him had an argument. We always argue. I love that brother. That's my boy right there. We had an argument because I said it don't matter what you identify with as long as they look at you a certain way, because we still gonna have to fight regardless. I could identify the right way. I could be called the right thing. I could be labeled the right thing in whatever law that you put out there. I promise you, you're gonna have resistance. Why? Because in my opinion, in some ways, European culture is barbaric. We can see what they do with other countries. So if European culture, and I can speak from a man that has white. I'm a mixed family. Like my grandfather half white. You know, I got white in my family. I got white aunts and uncles. So I'm not talking from a pain perspective. I'm talking from just being real. European culture is barbaric in a sense. So if we know that's barbaric, we could come with them with paperwork and say, here's this paper right here. And they say, oh, that's the paperwork? Oh, so you find out you the true whatever? All right, here, let me grab this paperwork from you here. Boop, bust you upside the head with it. It does not matter. The only thing matters to them is money and power. If you got power, then you got leverage.
Yeah.
You got to get the...
but the only way we're going to gain that type of power is for us to be united and understand who we are on all levels.
Yeah, but not from a European standpoint. See, what he was trying to explain to me and talking about the Moors and all that stuff, I said, and then when I mentioned Africa, it's like he tried to keep Africa out of Moors. I said, do you understand the root word of Moor? It's black. It's meaning blackness, like darkness. We scared of the words and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just English dictionary terminology. So at the end of the day, it still falls under the European category. I could care less about that. I study history for where it came from. I study what brought people the way they are. Like when you look at the father of medicine, they call it the hypocrisy or whatever his name is. I call him a hypocrite. You know why? Because when no, he's not a hypocrite. It's just that people call him the father of medicine. You know where he went at, right? He went to Egypt or ancient Kemet. He went there and studied. He went there and studied from a guy named Imhotep. Learned. No. Imhotep was dead by then. Imhotep had predates him way back. But he went to Egypt to learn medicine, and he went back, and then now he became the father of it. But if you look at his old books, and that's why I told Derek, I said, read his old books, because he wrote books. He give homage to Imhotep. He paid homage to him, saying that him learning the teachings of Imhotep. So if that's the case, why is we calling him the father of anything?
Yeah.
Why are we not going back from where it come from? Imhotep is the one that taught him. Imhotep was also the same person that created the whole Mason thing like that, where they pay these Masons, they pay whole homage to him too, because he was the first bricklayer, the brick masonry and all that. Imhotep. He was a multi-genius. He the first gynecologist, doctor, everything back then. That's one of the guys that shaped the reality back then, and we learning from him to this day. Like signs like good RX. When you ever look at the medical sign, good RX. Well, if you look at the Egyptian hieroglyphs, they got that good RX symbol there. You gotta ask yourself, okay, so people constantly stealing from them.
Well,
they constantly stealing.
Well, is there anything else that you brothers want to relate back onto economics? Before we go. I mean, we just to wrap it up. We spoke about first it starts with your mindset.
I got something.
Go ahead, brother.
I got something real simple. Do an expense report. We need to learn division. We need to learn expense report, meaning we got to learn what all up. It's like what I tell people all the time. You get a left column, put all your bills in the left column, put all the amounts of it in the right column. Total it all up at the end of the month. Like, what do you pay per month? Now, once you know how much your bills is per month, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people just juggle their bills around each month, and they really don't know what their bills really are and the exact number. Just take all your bills, see exactly what your bill amount is per month, see how much money you spend in food, and a lot of people don't really know how much money they spend in food per month. So all you have to do is do an average. Take all your receipts for the whole month. Do it, and then once you got the receipts, calculate it. Okay, this is going to be the average. All right, so now once you got your average of how much you spend in food and how much you spend in your bills, now look at how much money you have left over. So let's say in your case let's say you got $600 left over after you pay all your bills and put food in the house. Now with that $600, take $200 of it and invest it. It's just that simple.
Yeah, that's true.
Invest in something that's meaningful. Something that you think that you can even invest into, as far as stock goes, you can even invest into products that you like. Like if you like Reese's Buttercup, well, invest in a Reese's Buttercup. You feel like they ain't going away, they're making money, you eat them a lot, you invest into the products that you like. Because it's just as simple as the same products that you use every day. Be the same
form an LLC or buy silver coins or buy gold coins or save that money to the side. Speak to some other
investments,
like-minded individuals who want to invest. Maybe you could put your $200 together with a couple of other people and buy a property, do some real estate. There's so many different things you can do.
Yeah,
that's true.
No, sir, we could put our money together. We could go play lotto. No, I'm just playing. You know what happened, right? I heard horror stories where a person won the lotto, the one that's responsible for all the tickets, and then give the people nothing.
Oh shoot!
You always gonna have greedy people, no matter what thing you what business you get involved in. That's why I say it's important. You got to know your expenses before you could do any investing, because you can't invest if your bills. If your bills exceed the amount of money you make, so you can't even set the table to think about, okay, when I'm investing. But if you still have some income afterwards, then you could talk about investing. So I think that's the first thing to figure out how much money you're actually taking home after you pay everything.
And it's very important for you to pay yourself first.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you won't feel like you're just working for
$5 a week. Pay yourself first.
Yeah. That's true. My mom taught me that. My mom's always said, yo, pay yourself first. So I buy a little, like, my fiance knows she get tired of me because I got so many damn little gadgets hanging around the house. I always buy little gadgets. I'm addicted to little electronic devices. So I got all kinds of crap in my house, and she get mad. She get mad at me from time to time. She's like, here with you with your gadgets. So when I get paid, I always buy like a little toy. I call it like a little toy for myself. It makes it fun. It makes me look forward to something, you know? And I think it keeps me wanting to work because I know that in the long run, I'll be able to have a retirement later. But in the meanwhile, I'm getting little money here and there to do things like little stuff.
Keep you happy.
Like I tell people all the time, one of the things we could do too for relaxation, like if you got kids, take trips, little getaways. If your kids are old enough, if they're not old enough, then I understand. Yeah.
Hi, brothers, but it was a pleasure getting y'all on today. Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much. Yes, awesome.
Well, y'all continue to be safe in that damn snow, and I'll be out here walking outside with no snow but freezing my ass off.
All right.
Y'all. God bless y'all, man.
All right, y'all too. Peace.
One love. Stay positive. Bring back our kings. Say, reach one, teach one. And bring back our kings. Yeah. To the youth, you are the future. Don't let them teach you different. You are kings and queens given from your ancestors. You are not the N-word or B-word to others. And even then, you're smarter than what these people call you. Don't have to be a rapper, private dancer, or a trapper. But you can be a teacher, future leader, or a doctor. Listen to your mama, pay attention to your father. They want you to be better than the way they was brought up. Stay away from the corners. Not everyone is built for it. If you make a change, tell yours and not theirs. Be who you are, there's only one you in this world. And swear to God, nobody is respectful to a fraud. Always be 100. Honesty is policy. Stay beyond the crowd, take charge, don't be a follower. Be queens and kings you was born to be blessed as. Reach one, teach one. The future is our next step. Bring back our kings. Reach out your hands and save our queens. Time we take charge and we lead, but first we bring back our queens and save our kings. Save the future leaders, teach the seeds.